Welcome to 2015. I hope there's wonderful things in store for you.
Yes, we definitely know there's wonderful things in store for Besties, and we just want to thank all of our fans out there for continuing to support us. And we're excited for what 2015 is going to bring for us. Today we're going to be sharing with you guys our most recent webisode. So we are going to be talking about female hygiene.
Yes.
It comes up all the time.
Honestly, some of it is just passed on from generation to generation because most of our female hygiene starts at a young age.
People always want to know what's safe to do down there and what's not safe to do down there. People are really concerned about infections, both vaginal and urinary infections. And so there's a lot of myths out there, so we just really want to break it down and tell you guys what's true and what's false.
So hopefully this is useful for you and you can just figure out the nice basics on how to keep everything nice and healthy.
Stay tuned.
False. No need to douche. The vagina is a very acidic environment packed full of healthy and beneficial bacteria that likes to keep its own kind of vaginal ambiance, so to speak. When you start mixing in things like douching, you will actually offset that balance. The vagina also secretes its own little bit of discharge and vaginal fluid that's important for cleansing itself. Similar to the kind of the saliva in your mouth, how that saliva helps kind of keep everything lubricated and actually prevents you from getting cavities. Same way that is the discharge in your vaginal area. It keeps everything clean and it flushes everything out.
If the nether regions aren't smelling like they used to, possibly because of a vaginal infection, douching can actually push the infection higher up into the female vaginal tract and can make your infection get worse. It can actually cause the infection to spread all the way up and cause a serious pelvic infection called pelvic inflammatory disease. So once and for all, nobody, not Besties, not the American College of Obstetrics or Gynecology, recommend douching.
In which you should wipe.
What direction is that, Dr. Chantal?
Front to back. And that's regardless if you're doing a number 1 or number 2. And the reason is there's just more bacteria and badness going on in the back area. So you want to wipe in the direction from cleanest to the dirtiest area. And you just don't want the bacteria going the other direction.
You look at the female anatomy, the distance between the opening where you urinate to the bladder is really short. So if you introduce bacteria there, the bacteria don't really have to work that hard or that long before they get right into your bladder and cause a urinary infection. But if you were to look at a guy, for example, they have a longer distance between the outside where they urinate and the bladder. So their body has more opportunity to fight off infections, which is why they really don't get UTIs as often as women do. This one is true. Cranberry juice can help protect against urinary tract infections. Doctors don't really know exactly why cranberry juice helps to protect against urinary tract infections, but it's thought that since cranberry juice is acidic,
just like your urine,
it helps to protect from the bacteria being able to grow.
So keeping that nice urinary ambiance, so to speak, just like you want the vaginal ambiance. And added to that list of cranberry juice is water. So drinking lots of water helps flush out any kind of bad bacteria that you have in your bladder. Key thing I just want you guys to remember though is that cranberry juice prevents urinary tract infections. It does not cure. So if you're having burning,
or pink urine,
or urinating all the time,
or back pain, or any of the signs and symptoms of a urinary tract infection,
you should come in and seek medical attention, whether it's your primary care doctor or the ER.
Yeah.
Because you're past the point of cranberry juice.
You'll need antibiotics at that point. So true. How many ladies out there have gotten a urinary tract infection after sex? You must pee after you have intercourse. And it's kind of like the same reason we were talking about wiping from back to front. It's about the bacteria. So when you have sex with someone else, you're introducing their bacteria into your environment. So you have to help your body do what it needs to flush that out. And peeing is the best way. So it might not be sexy, you know, to like get up right after sex, but you know, you don't have to like get up right after sex, but just a few minutes after, make sure you get up and urinate.
Victoria's Secret got this one wrong, guys. This one is false. So the best fabric for your vaginal environment is easy breezy loose cotton underwear. Cotton absorbs moisture, so it keeps the nether regions nice and dry and prevents infections such as yeast infections and urinary tract infections. What I would recommend is that at night, going commando, if you dare, or wearing loose cotton underwear. And don't think that cotton underwear has to be granny panties. There are very cute cotton underwear. This one is false. There's actually no medical proof that you need to change your deodorant.
Shocker.
I know. So the whole reason you have body odor is because you have natural bacteria that lives in your skin. And when that natural bacteria comes in contact with sweat, it breaks down a protein and makes body odor. Normal sweat without the bacteria actually is odorless. How most deodorants work is they have a deodorant base, which is a nice smell good stuff, and then they have an antiperspirant base that means no sweating. And they use aluminum to kind of plug those sweat glands so you don't sweat, therefore the bacteria have nothing to break down to cause body odor.
According to the American Cancer Society, there is some research that suggests that aluminum can be absorbed through the skin. However, when they looked at breast tissue of patients with breast cancer, there was not any more aluminum in the breast cancer tissue than the regular breast tissue. If it seems like your deodorant is not working anymore, you're feeling like you have more BO, there's a few causes. So one of them is hormonal, like breastfeeding, different times of the month, you know,
exactly.
Auntie Flo's time, as well as pregnancy. Also things to consider is, of course, your environment. So if it's hot outside, you're going to have a little bit more BO than in the wintertime.
The things that you eat are very important too in your body odor. Some things are stronger and carry more in your scent, in your smell, in your sweat.
I'm sure you can guess some of these, right? Like garlic, right? Onions. And what
cumin, curry.
So all you ethnic folks out there, and we're ethnic too, so we understand. We cook with all of those ingredients. It can actually end up leaking out in our body odor.
And one key point too that we didn't mention is medication. So antibiotics actually can really change your body odor. Deodorant is best put on under a dry armpit. So right after you come out the shower is not the best time. You want to make sure you pat dry that area so that you can apply the deodorant and it can stick and adhere like how it needs to. Some deodorants need a little bit of a window to work. So some of them are recommended that you even put them on at night so that in the morning they work well for you. This is true. One thing you can do to neutralize your body and its scent is, of course, proper hygiene, washing that area with soap and water, but trying some apple cider vinegar. What I would recommend is you dab some on at night before going to bed and do it for 3 nights in a row. Other things that work for people as well, lemons or limes. Using that to just scrub against that area. It also helps kill bacteria, so it prevents body odor. Cornstarch is another one.
You may have heard out on TV that if you eat certain foods, it not only helps your body odor like we're talking about, but it can help the odor of the nether regions and even the taste of the nether regions as well. Just like how we said eating sweet things can leak out into your body sweat or your body odor, is the same for the nether regions as well. So there may be some truth to this. So why don't you try it out with your partners?